Well, I think our tax code's a mess in total. What I'd like to say is I'd like a tax code that looks like someone wrote it on purpose, rather than how it is today, which is incomprehensible. I am a fan of a strategic initiative that I learned in the private sector called Search and Reapply. I learned it at Procter & Gamble, and basically it said if you could find other good ideas at other companies and you could reapply them legally, ethically, and with attribution, do it. You know, it's how we found real-time inventory from Walmart, top grading and employee selection from General Electric. I applied that to Cold Stone Creamery. We looked at McDonald's franchise model, Subway's unit economic model, and Starbucks branding model, and it worked. So I would like to do that in state government, and I look at other states that have a better tax code than ours. And the tax code exists, of course, to fund the government, but I think you can also develop a tax code that invites free enterprise, that rewards the citizen for discipline and planning, and is not punitive. So I'm a fan of no income tax. If you remember, I fought the Proposition 204. That was the $1 billion permanent sales tax increase that was on the ballot in 2012. I thought it was a terrible idea. I was the state treasurer, and they made the mistake of naming the state treasurer in the bill 11 times, so we were able to really understand it. And they were selling it as a tax for education, but it wasn't. It was a special interest tax written in Washington, D.C., and it was going to fund the bureaucracy and the government unions. So I was proud that I was able to stop that tax. It lost in every county in the state, and last year, for a change, your taxes actually went down because Proposition 204 didn't pass, and the temporary 1-cent sales tax remained temporary, which is something that's very unusual in government. But now the opportunity is, how do we reform our tax code? I look at places like Texas, Florida, Tennessee that have no income tax. You know, when you tax something, you get less of it. I want Arizonans to have more income. So I think that's the best model, and I said in my kickoff speech that I'm going to start off where I left off on Proposition 204 by getting rid of any unnecessary tax and regulation. We're going to start by lowering the income tax with the goal of driving it all the way down to zero. Now, to get rid of our income tax in total will take two things. It's going to take a plan, and it's going to take a growing economy. I don't think there's a candidate in this race that can make the case that they can grow the economy better, faster, or more responsibly than me, given my record in the private sector.